Hey folks, it's Alan Galang. We're back with Miss Dianne from Portland, Oregon. And what we're going to be discussing today and teaching you to give you that edge, to give you that step ahead, is a skill set that's known by a lot of personal development coaches, by a lot of individuals who have learned to control their emotional states. And this is really important because if you're in that position where you're going to learn something new, where you're trying to learn a new skill set, I don't care what it is, trying to learn a new job position, a new job role, a new company that you're starting off with, even if it comes to relationships or just anything, any walk of life where you're unfamiliar. One of the biggest challenges that most people have is that they run into that challenge called fear, F-E-A-R, better known as false evidence that appears real. And the people that are able to succeed, the ones that are able to get to that next stage in their life quickly, are those people that are able to control and discipline their fears and their habits of getting scared. And they do that usually by creating what's called emotional anchors. And Dianne is here to explain to you exactly how anchors work and what you can do to utilize this skill so you can get yourself to that next stage in your life and your network marketing business also. So Dianne, thanks again for your time. Glad to have you on these calls. We always appreciate you very much.
Well, it's great to be here.
Yeah, it's great having you. So fill us in. To start us off, what exactly is an anchor? Just so the public can follow your explanation.
Well, anchors happen every minute, every day of our lives. An anchor is something that your mind will pick up from what's happening around you and what is most prevalent or highest and greatest that's happening around you. Your mind will pick up on this and perceive what is happening, and it will hold it in its mind. It'll hold it in its subconscious mind, not your conscious, but your subconscious mind. And an anchor is something that can turn your life, turn your train of thought around, or just bring up a peaceful moment.
Okay, so if we had to define anchors, like if we said an anchor is this, how would you define that?
Okay, an anchor is something like, it is not just one thing, it's like a smell. A smell can be an anchor. A smell that will bring you back in time, something to taste, music, some thought, a picture of something will bring you back to that idea, or a touch. Somebody has touched you at a certain time when you felt down and depressed.
So in other words, I guess what you're saying is that an anchor is some sort of physical or mental or emotional trigger that once it's set off, then it can bring back a certain set of feelings that you used to feel. Kind of like, like let's say you listen to a really good piece of music. Let's say it's your favorite song. And every time you hear that song, you could listen to that song 100 times over. It just makes you feel incredibly good. Or let's say the opposite of that. Let's say that you grew up with really, aggressive parents, and let's say, your father could be like verbally abusive, and somebody used the same kind of tone that your father used to use, and just because it was a similar tone, it could trigger that fear reaction that kicks off inside of us. From when we were kids. Is that a good definition of what anchors are?
Yes, that is a very good explanation, yes. Looking at somebody, and you keep seeing them and they're looking at you a certain way, and you're going, criminy sake, this person is putting me in a depressed state. Even if it's a husband or wife, and you keep seeing that, you have got to break this anchor, or you're going to have a fight, or you will not want to see each other ever again. But these little emotions trigger your mind, and that is definitely what you were saying.
So
emotional, physical. These feelings come up.
Okay, so let's say somebody was listening to this and they go, yeah, okay, I get it, it makes sense, but how does this affect, or how does this help me in my day-to-day life? Like, why is learning triggers so important for us?
Learning these triggers you can figure out how to, if you've got yourself in a very, very depressed state, you learn how to trigger or find an anchor that will change this style or this feeling, this emotion that you've got in your head. That will definitely help you every day of your life, help you in your business. When you go to speak and you say, oh yeah, I can do it, but do you realize that all of these speakers that are very popular stop and anchor themselves before they go out and speak?